Alrighty, are you ready to make a project with all your new jump ring skills? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful beaded bracelet. It's a single 1x1 chain pattern, so that just means there's one ring connected to one ring connected to one ring. But in this case, every other ring has a bead attached to it. So for today's project, I'm using these unicorn glass beads that have approximately a 2mm opening. Let me see if I can show you that opening a little bit better. But it's a good size opening. There we go. And so then these beads will freely swing on the rings once the bracelet is assembled. That's what I'm looking for. So it doesn't have to be the glass beads. It could be any bead that will fit comfortably on the rings. So the other things that we have besides the beads, we have 7 32nd inner diameter jump rings made out of 16 gauge wire, and then we have a lobster clasp. And so to get things started, you want to open about 7 jump rings, and I have them set on the mat so that all of the openings are at 12 o'clock. That is just so that I can easily kind of go in with my right hand and grab the end of the jump ring so that I'll be ready to close that one. And then we have the clasp. And so let me see if I zoom in a little bit here. Slide that away. There we go. And so we have this little clasp, and so we want to put the clasp on a jump ring. And so that's our first step. Put the clasp, dangle it from the jump ring, and then that way you can grasp your other plier. Come on in with the pliers and go ahead and close that jump ring. Heard that nice click when I went to close that ring. I had some nice tension on there. Let's see if I can work on that focus. There we go. So first things first, I've got this attached, so I'm looking at that profile view, and then I also want to look at the downward view to make sure that I have perfect alignment. Just a tiny bit. There we go. Okay. So now I want to add another jump ring, but this time I want to thread a bead onto it. So see how I'm just taking that jump ring and I scoop that jump ring through the hole of the bead, and then I can take that and scoop underneath that first ring over here on the chain, scoop underneath there, and then that way I can then pick that up. I'm going to hold that a little bit secure so I can get that plier right up by the tip, make sure I have a good grasp. And then I want to grasp with my other plier, and I'm going to go ahead and close that ring. Sometimes if you get the opening to cross over too much, then it gets a little bit stuck. So that's what happened there. I just needed to ease it open slightly. There we go. Got the second ring is attached. Okay. Then we're going to add a third ring. So I take one more jump ring. I'm going to go ahead and attach that next in line to the chain. Close up this ring. Check my alignment, looking down, and from the side view, that's looking pretty good. Notice one of the things that I do is I set it down after every time I add a ring. And so because I added just a plain ring that time, this next time I'm going to scoop up another bead, and then I'm going to bring that on over here, and I'm going to, with the bead that's on the ring, I'm scooping into that end ring on the bracelet that I'm building, and I'm going to take this other plier, go ahead and close that ring. Check my alignment, everything looks good. Okay, so now here is the key. When I set it down this time, I want to be sure that. Notice I've got a vertical jump ring, a flat, a vertical, and a flat. The flat ones have the beads on them. I see where I'm grasping that ring with the plier. That is where I want to attach the next ring so that I have a bead on this side and then a bead on this side. And when we're making a bracelet, it's really nice to alternate the beads, one to each side. Then that way when it's draped on your wrist, the beads will just have a natural flow to them. They'll naturally alternate. And so they may flop around some, but they're going to fall mostly in line. And so see how when I hold that still, or I pull it taut, we've got a bead on either side. And so now when I add this ring, I'm going to go ahead and close that up. Adjust my grip on that first side. Close up that ring. Check my alignment. Okay, so I'll set that down. I'm going to grab another ring. And so because that last one didn't have a bead on it, we're ready to add a bead this time. So notice when you're adding the bead, it doesn't matter because you're attaching to a ring that doesn't already have a bead. It's when you're attaching the plain ring to a bead or a ring that has a bead floating on it. That's when it's really important. So this time here, I'm just going to go ahead and close up this ring. Some good alignment there. Okay, so when I set it down again, I want to be sure I'm pulling taut. And so now I've got a bead on the forward side, a bead on the way side, bead on the forward side here. And so right here where I'm pointing with the plier, that is where I want to be adding that next ring. Oops, zoom in a little bit for you. There we go. And so this other ring here, I can go ahead and attach right there, and you can see we're getting that alternating pattern. I'll just adjust my grip here. Go ahead and close that up good. Check my alignment from the side, check it from the top. Now see that one, that ring is just a little bit low on that side, so I'm going to give it a little tiny squeeze. I'm going to grab the fatter plier to do that. And I'm squeezing down the high side just a tiny bit. There we go. And see, that just brought that alignment right into place. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep up that process, and then that way all the way until you end up where you have the full length of a bracelet. And so a chain bracelet is generally, the length that you need to make it is generally about 3/4 to 1 inch longer than your actual wrist measurement. Alrighty, well, I hope you enjoyed your first jewelry project. It is, really quite a cute little bracelet. Once you've got the full length done, then you can just open up that lobster clasp, clasp up the end, and you've got a great little bracelet to wear. How fun is that? If you enjoyed this project, you can get a free download of our instructions on the website. Find that after you've watched a video, sometimes if you just have a written copy, step by step, showing you all of the steps so that you can quickly reference it while you're actually working, that can be fabulous help and not necessarily make it so you have to watch the entire video again. All right, well, I hope you make a great bracelet, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching our presentation. If you would like to continue learning how to make jewelry with Jennifer Hanscom, please subscribe to our channel. Our goal is to provide comprehensive project-based jewelry instruction with a focus on using hand tools and small equipment so you can enjoy making jewelry right from your home. If you would like more information, visit our website at www.jewelryclasseswithjen.com.